Hey, Hannah, what the hell is going on here? I just came home from school and found that my stuff was put out in the hallway. And you haven't come home yet? After your wedding yesterday, you said you guys would spend the night at the hotel. And you were coming back home today, right? I tried calling my dad earlier, but he's not answering his phone. He hasn't read my messages either. You and Dad held the wedding yesterday, and you are taking the whole week off, right? I thought you guys were going to be relaxing at home today. You finally came home. You were late. I had a hunch. I helped you carry your stuff. You should be grateful. Help me? Why is my stuff in the hallway? Because you're moving out today. What? I never thought of you as family. Actually, I didn't even want to invite you to my wedding yesterday. I didn't want you to say congratulations to me. Because you're a total stranger to me. You didn't keep quiet and went so far as to give me flowers, taking pictures with me. I never thought you were my daughter. You're being so bold. What are you talking about? It's true that we're not blood related. My mother passed away in an accident when I was very young. But when Dad introduced you to me about a year ago, he said, I'm in a serious relationship with her. I'm going to ask her to be your mom in the future. And you started living with us at home about 6 months ago. And you said, Riley, I'm glad we finally live together. Of course, your late mother is your real mother, but think of me as your mother too. Don't you remember? To be honest, I had mixed feelings about it, but I've been trying to think of you as my mother since then. You and Dad had a wedding yesterday, and I felt like now we're finally a real family. I even thought I might start calling you Mother from today, if you're okay with that. Stop it! That's disgusting! Disgusting? I had no idea that you hated me. Then why did you pretend to love me? You've always been so nice to me, always smiling. Of course! It was because I wanted to marry your dad. What? Because he lives in this huge mansion, and he is a company owner. I always wanted to be a CEO's wife. The truth is, I always thought you were an obstacle. But I figured that it's not a good idea to treat you badly or try to kick you out of the house. He might not like it and kick me out of the house if I can't take good care of you. So I decided to wait it out until we're officially married after the wedding. Patiently, you know. Patiently? Where are you now? Where's Dad? I'm going to expose your true nature to him. I'm so sorry. We don't want to see you. We're staying one more night in a hotel. You're moving out today, so we'll never see you again. Are you serious about me moving out? What did I do to make you hate me so much? You're so annoying. Besides, with you around, his money will flow to you too, right? I can't stand that. I'm going to have it all to myself. That's why you must leave. Oh no. I'm telling you, there's no point in trying to tell him. I made him block your ID, and I told him not to answer the phone. What? No way. Why would you do that? It's true, I'm not blood related to you, but I'm your husband's daughter. And yet, you kicked me out of the house? I'm still a college student. Face the fact that he chose me, his wife, not you. He does whatever I say. I told him that I wanted you out of this house by the end of the day. He only said, I see. He didn't even try to stop me. No way. You're his daughter. You know him well, don't you? That's him. He would never divorce me because of his public image. It's true that my dad is not very good at getting into trouble with other people. He's a very easily swayed person. You know what I'm talking about. I've always had more power than he did. But from now on, I'll continue to dominate him more. I am the decision maker in this family. I don't need you here. Just be thankful that I took care of you, a total stranger, until now. Pack up your stuff and get the hell out of here today. If you hate me that much, I'll leave. You finally understand. Hurry up and do it as soon as possible. But are you sure about kicking me out? Don't come crying to me later, okay? Huh? Why would I cry to you? Of course you're the one crying. Are you stupid? Okay, I get it. You're a college student, and yet you're still dependent on your parent? A lot of students take scholarships and go to school without depending on their parents. You are too spoiled. Your dad raised you as a single parent? You should think about that and be a little reserved. You should at least take care of your own tuition. I'll tell him not to pay from now on. I think you've got it all wrong. I've been paying my own tuition since I was a freshman. Don't lie. There's no way you have that kind of money. But from now on, it's no use crying about it. His money is mine. Get this. If any of your stuff is still here tomorrow, I'll throw it all away. Take everything you need and get out, okay? You were such a bitch. Why did he choose you? I don't care whatever you say. Let me check one thing. You say you're busy because you're working part-time. So the housework like laundry, cleaning, daily cooking, etc. I think I did most of them. You're going to do it from now on? How would I do that? You'd spend a whole day just cleaning this big house. He's the president and he's rich. All I have to do is hire a housekeeper. Now I can finally quit my part-time job. I'm really happy. Really, you don't know anything. Huh? Don't talk nonsense. You make it sound like you know everything. It's really annoying. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. I'm cutting you off as of today. I understand. Thank you for everything. Riley, dear. Long time no see. How have you been? Huh? Who is it? It's me. Me. Your mother, Hannah. I don't have a mother. Huh? To be exact, my beloved mother passed away in a car accident. I know someone called Hannah, though. She did some awful stuff to me like 12 years ago. I hate that person. I don't want anything to do with her, so I cut her off completely. She's like a total stranger now. You're talking about stuff from 12 years ago. That's about me. Riley, dear, how can you call me a stranger? I'm your mother. You seem to have misunderstood something. You just keep calling me Riley, dear. Will you cut it out, okay? It's making me uncomfortable. What do you want from me? I'm busy. I'm sorry. Well then, Riley, I saw you on TV. I was so surprised and reached out to you. I'm really glad that you haven't changed your contact info. I'm sure you kept it because you were waiting for me to get in touch. How can you be so self-serving? I didn't think you would contact me again, especially since you were the one who wanted to cut ties with me. I just forgot to block you. Whatever. Riley, that's incredible. You started your own business when you were in college? I heard it was a website production company. It was just after you moved out of our house while you were in college, right? I didn't move out of home. I was kicked out. You reached out to me because you watched me on TV. I don't want strangers contacting me like that. Don't be so cold. I didn't know you were computer savvy. When did you get so good as to start up a company? You and I lived together for only 6 months. You were pretending to be nice to me with smiling face. but you didn't even try to get to know me. I was learning the computer from my grandpa before my ex-father became the president of the company. Ex-father? You mean your father, George? Yes, he's a stranger now. Anyway, that's how I became interested in producing websites. And I started small business by myself, dealing with it privately when I was in high school. I was making good money. When I lived with you, I often stayed in my room and worked. I didn't realize that. So is it true that you paid for your own tuition all those years? Yes, I've been covering it all along. You didn't believe me 12 years ago, though. I knew it. When I happened to see you on TV, George was with me and he saw you too. Then he said, "It's my fault that our lives are so hard." He blamed me for kicking you out while you were not only paying for your tuition by yourself, but providing for us. He even said he shouldn't have married me. I knew you'd be leading a poor life. What do you mean by that? Riley, what do you know? We were living a good life until recently. And yet, all of a sudden, George said that our savings had run out. We had no money for this month. He also said that we can't even pay the credit card bill. I don't understand, Riley. You were paying for our living expenses? He is the president. Why are we in such a tight financial situation? You didn't realize it until now? You are so ignorant. My ex-father was indeed a president, but in name only. Because of his personality, he couldn't even speak back to you. He just let you do as you wanted and abandoned me, his daughter. He is not qualified to be the president. The employees are fed up with him. Grandpa told me that the best employees quit one after another, and the company is on the verge of bankruptcy. You don't know the situation at all and keep spending money without consideration on hiring a housekeeper. You brought your poverty upon yourself. Oh no! I didn't know anything about that. You don't care about him or his company. All you care about is money, right? That's... But I'm sorry to say that even that money is now gone. Well, to be honest, I'm surprised that the company has lasted this long. What? I thought it would go under in a few years. The business was already on the rocks by the time you lived with us. I'm sure that the company's excellent employees from my grandpa's generation were desperately trying to protect the company. Well, even so, I think it'll be only 1 year or so before the company meets its end. No way! Riley, please! Please, come back home! I beg you! No way, I refuse. Why not? I'm crying and begging you. We are just texting. I don't know if you're crying or not. And I'm sure you're just pretending. I won't be fooled by your acting. You saw me on TV and knew that I'm the president of $1 billion a year company. And now you're trying to take advantage of me, aren't you? I know what you're thinking. Don't underestimate me. No, I don't. I do regret what I did 12 years ago. You are George's only daughter, and yet I kicked you out of the house. I'm really sorry. Please believe me. Then why didn't you contact me sooner? It's obvious that you didn't even think of it until you saw the TV and switched your mind. Besides, you may not remember this, but I told you 12 years ago not to come crying to me. Well, that's... Oh, one more thing? You think you're in trouble because your husband's money is gone. That's right. And I'm in real trouble. Is there anything more? Yes, you're definitely out of money. But that's not all. He has a lot of debt. What? Debts? I've never heard of such a thing. Is that true? What would I gain by lying like that? Nothing, right? My ex-father was a man who couldn't do anything on his own, but he was a man of pride, When I stopped paying the expenses for your living, you'd have run out of your money and become poor right away. But he didn't want you to know that he had no money. He borrowed money from various sources to give you gifts and go on trips. No way! You haven't seen him for a long time. How do you know that? Because Grandpa told me. Your husband asked him for money. Grandpa had been keeping the company with care, but his son ruined it. And all he did was beg for more money. Grandpa then decided to disown his son. I can't believe it. He didn't even tell me that his parents had disowned him. He didn't say anything. I told you earlier, didn't I? My ex-father is a proud man. I bet he couldn't tell you that his father disowned him after he asked for money. Then all the more, we only have you to rely on, Riley. Hey, please help us. Putting me aside, but George is your father. You're related by blood, and yet you don't care? I don't care at all. Oh my God. To me, blood ties are of no importance. It was my ex-father who made me think that way. He betrayed me so easily, and he abandoned me, a college student at the time. I had been earning money since I was a student, and I was making a living at home. But I was still a child. You have no idea how worried I was. The day I was suddenly told to leave by the end of the day, I left home late at night, almost crushed by anxiety. I cried all night long, stifling my voice at a restaurant. I will never forget that day. It was all our fault. I'm so sorry. I won't ask you to come back. Can you at least give us some money, like as a severance package or something? I can't afford to pay my credit card and utility bills. I can't live like this. I refuse. You should deal with it on your own. If you really need money, why don't you sell the house? No way! The house is our oasis. We can't do that. But you need money, right? I know you think I or someone else will help you. Well, you're wrong. At least I won't help you. Sell the house and move to a place you can rent. And if you start working part-time again, I'm sure you'll be able to get by. I've been a housewife for 12 years. I don't want to work. Stop being ridiculous. You don't even work and expect someone else to help you? How brazen are you? It's just too much of a stretch. You make me laugh. Well, it's none of my business, so please talk it over with your husband. You need to solve this problem by yourselves. I will not come back home or support you guys. Please tell him that. I really regret what I did. I will apologize as many times as I have to. So please, please forgive me. Apologizing now means nothing. If you want to blame somebody, blame yourself 12 years ago. This time, I'm going to block you. I'm going to change my whole ID. No way! If you do that, I won't be able to contact you. I should have done this earlier. Still, if you ever appear in front of me, I really won't forgive you guys. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. You know what? That's what you said to me 12 years ago. I'll say it back to you, so goodbye. I blocked them both. I thought I had no way of knowing about them from now on. Then, I heard the news that my ex-father had broken into a local restaurant in the middle of the night and robbed them of their money. Apparently, my ex-father's company went bankrupt after all. As a result of paying severance pay and vacation leave to his employees, his debt increased even more, and the huge amount of it saddled on him. If Hannah and George chose to support each other and work together, they could have paid off their debts little by little. I never imagined that they would resort to robbery. I'm so glad that I cut off my ties with them. In the end, they had to sell the house they said was an oasis. I heard a rumor that they moved into a shabby apartment. I don't know how they are doing now. Taking a lesson from him, I will continue to work together with my employees and do my best for the company.